warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nazwa Ramadhani, and they usually call me Nazwa. I am 18 years old, and now I'm studying at the Bandung State Polytechnic, or in Indonesian is Polytechnic Negeri Bandung, and people usually call it Polban. My major is Computing Engineering and Informatics, and my study program is Diploma of Informatics Engineering. I was born in Bandung on 17th of October 2006. I am an only child in my family, so my family only consists of 3 people. It's me and my mother and my father. However, at home we live with my grandmother, grandfather, and also my aunt. I actually have many hobbies, but the most specific one is reading. But besides that, I also like drawing, programming, designing, writing stories, and sometimes I like to go to place that seems like nature place. For example, in Bandung there's a mountains, forest, waterfall, and others. But the hobby that I often do lately is just reading because I'm busy and I don't have a lot of time to do other things like writing stories, drawing, and anything. Apart from the above, I also like hanging out with my friends because I think it's fun and I don't like being alone. And I just think that if I go with my friend, it will be so fun and happy for me. And sometimes I also go around the city using motorbikes with my friends. I think it's very exciting and suitable for relieving stress. I also like watching. I like anime, and my favorite anime genres are action and fantasy. I also like romantic comedies genre, and beside that, I also like watching movies. Movies genre that I like is like comedy or romantic or maybe horror. For the horror is Conjuring series, and for the comedy one is maybe Mean Girls or anything like that. And my favorite K-drama genre is horror and action. Speaking of anime, my favorite anime is Hunter x Hunter, and my favorite characters in that anime is Killua. And for K-drama that I like is a lot, Night Has Come or maybe Duty After School, and my favorite K-drama actors are Lee Do Hyun and Lee Dong Wook. My favorite song genre is pop. For the country, I don't care which country the song is from. I like K-pop, J-pop, Western, Indonesians, and other songs. I have many favorite artists in K-pop. I like New Jeans, Twice, Red Velvet, and many more. Then in J-pop, I like YOASOBI, Eve, and Stomayo. For Western Indonesian songs, I like everything, especially for Western is Maroon 5, Charlie Puth, Lana Del Rey, and for Indonesians, I like every artist, and I also love old songs like Britney Spears. And the next is what are my plans in college? As a student, of course, I have many desires during college. I will mention them one by one. The first, I want to get a good GPA. If possible, I want above 3.5, and even better if it reaches 4. The second, I want to join many internship program. For example, like MSIB, and the company I want the most is Paragon Corp. Why? Because I like it. And the third, I want to join PKM. Why do I want to join PKM? Because I like to be involved in a lot of projects. Besides, if I pass it, can be a good achievement to put on my CV and LinkedIn. And the fourth, of course, because I want to improve my skill in programming. I am graduate from vocational high school, especially in RPL major. But I already have a skill in that field, but I want to develop my skill because that's why I joined college and especially majoring in informatics engineering. And the next is what is my dream job or what is my dream work? My dream job is of course to become a programmer. More specifically is to become a full stack developer. A full stack developer is the one that doing front end and also back end for website or mobile app. And my plan is after I graduate from Polban, I want to have that profession. And then after 2 or 1 years of working, I will continue my studies to bachelor degree at a university that accept extensions. For the university, I don't know for sure where it will be. The next is what is the place that I want to visit. The place that I want to visit the first is France, especially Paris. The reason why I want to visit Paris is because I want to see the famous Eiffel Tower in person. I always see it on TV or social media, and I think it's great and it's very high, and it can be a very great photo spot, especially if you are going with your friends, family, or even a partner. And I think the view at night is so beautiful and very cool. And the second reason that I want to go to France is because France is famous as a country centered on fashion. Several famous brands such as Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Dior, and others come from France. Honestly, I'm really interested in brands above, especially YSL or Saint Laurent. I have an interest in fashion. I like collecting clothes, shoes, accessories, and many more. When the time comes for me to work and I have a lot of money, I want to collect items from the brands above. Furthermore, France is also known as a city of art. I quite enjoy art even though I don't really understand it. For example, musical art. France is famous for its classical music, so I want to watch orchestra performance or classical music in France. Then I also want to see some of the artwork in the museum. Okay, then the next country I want to visit is Japan. I have always loved Japan since I am in elementary school because I feel we can get anything and enjoy anything there. The reason why I want to go to Japan, the first thing, because the food is very interesting and everything looks delicious there, especially all things that smell of matcha. For example, there is matcha ice cream, matcha flavored cakes, or even matcha crepes. Surely you are wondering why I have to go to Japan when I can get it from Indonesia. Even though that because I'm curious about the taste of Japanese matcha. Many people say it's more bitter, different from Indonesia. And there are still many other foods that I want to try when I go to Japan, such as sofa pancakes, cheese, cake and shortcakes, bento, and also sushi and the ramen there. The next reason why I want to go to Japan is because I like things that smell of anime, and all of that is in Japan, starting from manga, merchandise that I can buy anywhere in Japan. No need to bother looking for it. And the last one, I want to go to Mount Fuji, a mountain in Japan that is very famous internationally because of its natural beauty and also because of its cleanliness. And I become very interested in going there and enjoying the view from the top of the mountain while I'm drinking a tea. The next place I want to visit is Okinawa, one of the islands there is that famous for its beach. Apart from its beach, Okinawa is unique because its people are quite different from other Japanese people. But what I want enjoy the most is its beaches. And the next is my hometown. Next is the city where I was born and where I live until now. Yes, Bandung. Why Bandung? Everyone always asks that, and I will always answer because it's Bandung. Because Bandung has everything. Here I share many memories with the people I love. Here I feel joy and sorrow. Wherever I go, I definitely miss my birthplace, Bandung. There are many memorable places in Bandung. The places that are very known by many people such as Braga, Taman Hutan Raya, Karangsetra, Al Jabar Mosque, Kiara Anta Park, Alun-Alun, and there's many more. The place I like is Braga, and Braga is indeed a favorite place for people that live here. People from outside the city who are on vacation must also go to Braga. What do we get in Braga? Of course, there are many. Here you can walk around and hang out while looking around because the view is quite good and quite beautiful. Even if this place is always crowded on weekends, but if you come on weekdays and when it rains, I think the view is more beautiful. In Braga, there are many places you can visit while looking around. For the malls include King's Mall and Jogja Kepatihan. Here you can buy clothes, food, and you can watch movie and others. Furthermore, there are several places that you can visit, include a photo booth or haunted house that is very interesting to visit, and there are many cafes with beautiful and cozy interiors suitable for people who like aesthetic and love to do photographer to post it on Instagram. The next is biography. The person that I want to tell you guys about is Stephen Hawking. You guys probably know who he is since he is very famous for his genius invention, especially in science. So he's really make me interested. So I wanna tell you guys about his biography, what is his invention, and how is his life path. First of all, I will tell you about his profile. Stephen William Hawking is his full name. As known as Stephen Hawking, is a British physicist and mathematician who has made fundamental contributions to the science of cosmology, the study of the origin, structure, and space-time relationship of the universe. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, England. His father is a well-known researcher in tropical medicine. Actually, Hawking was not an outstanding student at St. Albans School. He was a social young man who did little schoolwork because he was able to grasp the essentials of a mathematics or physics problem quickly. But in Oxford, which he entered in 1959, he became increasingly interested in physics, his study of matter and energy. And he eventually graduating with a first-class honors in physics in 1962. He immediately began postgraduate studies at Cambridge University. The onset of Hawking's graduate education at Cambridge marked a turning point in his life. It was then that he diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Lou Gehrig's disease is a weakening disease of the nervous and vascular system that eventually led to his total confinement in a wheelchair. But then, at Cambridge, his talent was recognized, and he was encouraged to carry on his studies despite his growing physical disabilities. His marriage in 1965 was an important step in his emotional life. Marriage gave him, he recalled, the determination to live and make professional progress in the world of science. Hawking received his doctorate degree at 1966, and he then began his lifelong research and teaching association with Cambridge University. Hawking made his first major contribution to science with his idea of singularity with his partner, Roger Penrose. Singularity is a place in either space or time at which some quantity becomes infinite. Infinite means without an end. Such a place is found in a black hole. Such a place is found in a black hole, the final stage of a collapsed star where the gravitational field has infinite strength. Hawking demonstrated that our universe had its origins in a singularity. In the beginning, all of the matter in the universe was concentrated in a single point, making a very small but tremendously dense body. 10 to 20 billion years ago, that body exploded in a big bang that initiated time and the universe. Hawking was able to produce current astrophysical Astrophysical meanings having to do with the study of stars and the events that occur around them. Research to support the Big Bang theory of the origin of the universe and oppose the competing steady state theory. And then Hawking's research led him to study the characteristic of the best-known singularity, the black hole. A black hole's edge, called the event horizon, can be detected. Hawking proved that the surface area of the event horizon could only increase, not decrease, and that when two black holes merge, the surface area of the new hole was larger than the sum of the two original. As Hawking's physical condition grew worse, his intellectual achievement increased. He wrote down his ideas in a brief history of time, from the Big Bang to black holes. It sold over 1 million copies and was listed as the best-selling non-fiction book for over a year. And now I will tell you his honor and awards. In 1974, he was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society. He was awarded CBE on 1982, Companion of Honor in 1989, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009. He was the recipient of many awards, medals, prize, and most notably the Fundamental Physics Prize at 2013, and the Copley Medal at 26, and the Wall Foundation Prize at 1988. And he was a Fellow of the Royal Society and a member of the U.S. National Academy of Science and the Pontifical Academy of Science. And where I got this information is from an ebook. The next is describing things. The things I want to describe is a TV remote. The first of all, I want to tell you the definition of TV remote. A TV remote is a handheld device that functions to control a television from a distance without having to touch the TV directly. It is small and fits the hand, allowing users to easily navigate and control various TV functions. The TV remote I show you guys is black colored. It is rectangular in shape and has a height of 18.5 centimeters and a length of 5 centimeters, and the thickness of this remote TV is about 1.5 centimeters. The surface of the TV remote is made of plastics, and when I search it on Google, it says usually an ABS plastic, and the button is made of rubber. You can see on this. On the front of the TV remote, there is a row of buttons that have a special function, such as a power button, and you can see here it's colored red, that can be seen at very top to turn the TV on and off. Then on this there a volume button, as you can see. It be used for adjust the sound level, and there are next and previous button to see more TV channels and to move TV channels. It can also be used to select setting options. Then there is setting options here to change the rules and appearance on the TV. Then there are number buttons that are usually used to move channels according to the select channel's number. And on the inside of it, there is a battery. Without the batteries, this TV remote cannot be used. The battery that is generally used for the TV remotes is the ABC brand with a voltage of around 1.5 until 1.6 volts per battery. For TV remotes, they usually use 2 batteries. Some modern remotes, such as the TV remote I show you guys, are equipped with a menu button that allows access to various TV settings, such as adjusting the pictures, sounds, or network settings for smart TVs. More sophisticated TV remotes even have special buttons for streaming services such as Netflix or YouTube. which allow quick access to this application. For in addition, many more TV remotes are equipped with infrared IR or Bluetooth technology. Remotes with infrared technology send signals through invisible light, which are then received by the TV sensors. However, these remotes require a direct line of sight between the remotes and the TV. In contrast, remotes that use Bluetooth technology do not require a line of sight because they work via radio signals. And now, some TV remotes also offer voice control capabilities, where users can give commands simply by speaking, making the viewing experience more practical and intuitive. Newer TV remotes can even be paired with other devices in the home, such as soundbar or home theater systems, so that one remote can control multiple devices at once. And now, how does a remote TV work? TV remotes work by using infrared IR signals or radio waves RF to send commands to the TV. Here is how it works. First, when you press the button here, the electronic circuitry inside the remote sends a command. And then, remotes that use infrared signals produce infrared light that is invisible for the human eye, while RF remotes produce radio waves. And the signal will send to the TV sensor. TVs typically have an infrared sensor on the front that receives the signals from the remote. And then, once the TV receives the signals, it will translate it into a command such as changing channels, adjusting the volume, or turning the TV on and off. Overall, a TV remote is an essential tool that allows users to operate their TV quickly and easily from a distance, bringing convenience and flexibility to the viewing experience.